Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tope, and in this video I'll be talking about the basic and essential things you need to know about caring for your natural hair. So if you're a new natural, if you're thinking of going natural, or if you're a lost natural, and by lost natural I mean you've been natural but you have no clue as to how you're taking care of your hair and you just want to understand everything, then this video is for you. I'll be talking about the products you need to care for your hair, the tools you need, what you need to know, and how to care for your hair. So if you're interested in this, do keep on watching. Okay, so in terms of the products you need, I know there's a lot of misconception. A lot of people get the idea that when it comes to taking care of your natural hair, you need like a gazillion products to take care of your hair, you know, to get soft hair, to get hair that is that looks good and flourishes. But I'd like to tell you that that's all wrong. You don't need a million products. You only need 4 categories of products. And these products are: first, you need a shampoo. So a shampoo is what you use to wash and cleanse your hair. Anytime you're washing your hair after you've had your hair for a while, you know, your hair needs to get clean and help in that cycle and process. It's just part of what you need. So you definitely need a shampoo. Secondly, you need a conditioner, and this conditioner can be a simple conditioner that you rinse out. So those ones that you just leave for a few minutes in your hair, and it could also be a deep conditioner. I would recommend getting a deep conditioner because this it has a lot of benefits for your hair. It's just good to incorporate deep conditioning into your hair care routine every single time you wash your hair. So the third thing that you need is a leave-in conditioner or a cream, you know, something to apply to your hair after you've washed it, after you've shampooed and deep conditioned. You need something to apply, so this can be any kind of product in this category. So you also need hair oils, and there are a lot of them out there. There's castor, there's jojoba, there's argan, there's coconut oil. You know, there are a lot of hair oils that you can use to care for your hair. So you just need one of these. You don't need all of them. You don't need like a million oils to care for your hair. So once you have these 4 basic categories of products, shampoo, conditioner, a leave-in conditioner or a cream, and hair oils, trust me, you're good to go. Other things such as coiling creams, coiling custard, hair gels, those are not essentials. Those are things that you just use for your hair depending on how you style your hair, how you want your hair to look. They're not things that are necessary for caring for your hair. So if you're not really interested in those things, don't feel pressure to buy them because people are buying them. Don't feel pressure to buy them because you see that a lot of people buy them and they talk about them, even though you know that if you have it in your house or in your whatever, like, you're only going to use it once in a blue moon. And the thing is that hair care products have like expiry dates on them, you know, expiring in terms of once you open them, you're supposed to use them for a certain period, and they're usually like at the base you'd see like 4M. Okay, no, hardly would you see 4M, but like 12M, 6M, 24M. So that tells you that after you open the product, you can only use it for, or you should only use it for 12 months or 24 months or 6 months, you know. So if you're buying products that you don't use often and they end up going bad, and you put those bad products in your hair without being aware, that will be detrimental to caring for your hair. So essentially, you only need 4 main categories of products to care for your hair, and the other things are just like additionals that you do not need. Okay, I feel like I say okay like I'm teaching a subject, but yeah, I hope you get the gist. In terms of the tools you need a wide tooth comb, and this is what you would use when it comes to detangling your hair, when it comes to combing your hair. You know, first you can detangle with your hands, finger detangling, but if you want to go further, a wide tooth comb is good. So a wide tooth comb looks like this, and they're basically combs that are wide that can easily help in combing our hair, natural hair. You can also get a detangling brush. Like, this is not a necessity. You can once you have your fingers and you finger detangle, you can use that and use a wide tooth comb and you're good to go. But then you can also get a detangling brush. I use this from time to time. When I started out with my hair journey, I used this a lot. This was the only brush I had. I recently just got this one like last month, because I find that now that my hair is longer, it's difficult for me to hold this and brush my hair. So I needed something with um a good hold, or something that I could grip properly. So I got this, and I just only started using this. I know a lot of people have been swearing by these brushes, so I said let me give it a go. And yes, I use this. So you just need a whited comb, perhaps a detangling brush in terms of things you need to comb your hair. When it comes to drying your hair after washing, you know, in terms of the towel or the materials that you use, a regular towel is not recommended because of the material that they use in making regular towels. They have the tendency to snag our hair, and you find that when you finish washing your hair and you use a regular towel, if you look at it, you'll find some hair strands on the towel. So it's recommended to use a microfiber towel. This is what it looks like, and you basically just put it in your hair and wrap it around like this. And if you don't want to get a microfiber towel, like, it's not necessary. I'm sure everybody has a cotton t-shirt that they've had or they have, you know, at some point. So you can basically just use a cotton t-shirt to dry your hair, and this won't pull out your strands, it won't, you know, snag anything, and it's good for caring for your hair. So those are the basic tools that you need, in addition to the products I've mentioned before, for caring for your hair. Okay, so we're getting to the slightly technical bits, but I'll try to simplify it. And these are the things you need to know about your hair, like what you need to know about your hair. I think the most important thing you need to know is your hair porosity, and this is for a variety of reasons, you know. So your hair porosity, it would help you determine how to take care of your hair. It will give you some knowledge as to how to apply products, what kind of products to use, you know. And so that's why it's important to know your hair porosity. So basically, porosity is how our hair cuticles are along the hair shaft, and like I said, this will feed into a lot of things. So there are three types of hair porosity. The first one is not necessarily like in any order, but the first one I'll be talking about is the low porosity hair. And what this means is that the hair cuticles are closed, and the hair doesn't absorb moisture as easily as some other hair types. So it absorbs moisture slowly, and then it's also it takes a longer time for moisture to leave the hair as well. This also means that the hair is prone to build up. So on the other end of the spectrum, basically the opposite of the low porosity hair is high porosity hair, and this is hair that, you know, it finds it easy to absorb moisture. It's also very easy for moisture to leave the hair. And in this one, the hair cuticles are open, and this is why this whole moisture absorption and losing moisture thing happens much faster than in low porosity hair. In the middle of these two types is the medium porosity, and this is basically like the middle ground, you know. So different people have different hair porosities, and how you test it is there's a flow test. There are two tests to use. The first one is a flow test. If you put some strands of your hair in a bowl or a cup of water, watch it for 2 to 4 minutes. I like to do 3 minutes, or when I did my hair test I did 3 minutes, and you know, come back to see how your hair is doing. If your hair floats, then it means that you have low porosity hair. If the hair strands sink, if they go up to the bottom of the bowl of the cup, then it means you have high porosity hair. If it stays somewhere in the middle, then it means that you have medium porosity hair. The second test is a feel test, and basically what you want to do is you want to feel your hair along your hands. If you feel bumps as you're touching it, then it means that you have high porosity hair. But if it's very smooth and, you know, when you touch it, it means that you have low porosity hair. So basically the cuticles are closed, but if it's open, then you feel all those bumps, and it means that they're open. When I tested my hair porosity, I did the two tests to get a sense of how my hair, you know, performed on those tests, and I found that for both of them, and I've done them like more than once, you know, when I was really trying to figure out my hair type, I tried it like some weeks apart. I think it was like 3 weeks apart, and I found the results were the same. So you can try that as well to help you determine your hair type. So now that we've covered the test, we've covered the hair types, in terms of caring for your hair, I have low porosity hair. So for people with low porosity hair, you want to make sure that when you're moisturizing your hair, you incorporate some form of heat to help your hair cuticles open and absorb the moisture. So for people with low porosity hair, deep conditioning is very important to the hair care routine. You know, wearing shower caps, allowing your hair to get that moisture that it needs. You know, those things are necessary. For people with high porosity hair, you might not bother so much with that whole introducing heat into your hair, because your hair will just happily take it. Like, it doesn't need to be spoon fed in taking the water. Like, your hair just knows how to take it easily, you know. So these are some of the things that you need to do, and how you may have to modify your hair care routine in terms of your hair type. Another thing that you need to know is your hair type or your curl pattern. And this is something that, you know, is because of genetics. Like, it's not something you can change. So there are different hair types. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there are A, B, C. And what this basically means, you know, this explains how curly your hair is or how straight. So for people with very curly hair like mine, you know, then you're more likely to be 4C. And in terms of caring for your hair, what you need to know is that for people with straight hair, it's much more easier for sebum to get through to the ends of their strand. So sebum is a natural oil that our hair produces, and so for people that have straight hair, the hair has no problem just getting that sebum through. But if you have coily hair, you know, it's much more difficult, and that's why moisturizing is very important for coily hair sisters, for kinky hair sisters, because like the hair can be very prone to damage otherwise. And so that's what I think you need to know about your curl pattern. Also, your curl pattern can be important in terms of hairstyles. So if you were to create a hairstyle that somebody has done and you're looking to create it on your hair, you know, looking at the person's hair type and looking at yours, you'd know how it would look like. If you're trying to do a style that's someone that has like 2C hair doors or 3A hair doors, you know, it may not necessarily turn out the same way. And just so you're not disappointed, you know, at least if you have the understanding that it's because your hair is different, your hair type is different, and that's why it doesn't look the same way, you know, then that might just help you in terms of your confidence, your hair, morale, and all of that. So that might be another reason why you'd like to know your curl pattern. The third thing you may want to know about your hair is your hair density. So density is basically the amount of hair you have on your scalp per so area, you know, to see how much hair you have. And this is determined largely by genetics. So if I don't think it's very important, so far as you have healthy hair, whether it is thick or not so thick, you know, just having healthy hair is what is most important. So I'm not really going to talk much about density. So in terms of hair management and hair care, you know, washing your hair, your wash day is the day in which you use your shampoo, use your conditioner. You know, most of those products I mentioned initially, you use your cream and then you apply some oil, or you apply some oil and you use your cream, depending on which method you want to use. That's what you're going to be doing on your wash day, and that's what you'll be doing in terms of caring for your hair. Now, when it comes to moisturizing your hair, there are two main methods. There's the LOC method and the LCO method. So the LCO means you have some liquid, mostly water, you have your cream or your leave-in conditioner, and then you put your oil, and that's how you apply those products to your hair to help your hair stay moisturized. For the LOC, it means that you start with the liquid, and you add some oil to your hair, and you add the cream. So depending on what you find works for you, and how you feel about caring for your hair, you can decide to use either of these two options to take care of your natural hair. When it comes to combing your hair for hairstyles, for whatever reason, please do not comb your hair dry. You know, comb your hair when it is damp or wet. Incorporate some moisture. You can put some water in a spray bottle, you can put a leave-in conditioner in a spray bottle, and just make sure that your hair is not dry when you're combing, so that you don't damage your hair, you don't pull on your strands. And you would even find that in as much as it's tough on your hair, it would also be tough on you, because you'll be struggling. So you don't want to comb your hair when it is dry. Also, in terms of hair care, you know, it's important to be gentle on your hair, Avoid hairstyles that involve tension, hairstyles that are too tight, that pull on your hair. So there are ways in which your body will tell you that a hairstyle is too tight. If you're having bumps after you do the style, if you're finding it difficult to move your neck, you know, if you feel like you have headache afterwards, if you feel like it's really tight, you're not able to move on your leg, you know, like that, that's a hairstyle that you don't want to do as a natural. Those kind of things will damage your hair, they will cause breakage, and it's not just good for your hair. So please try and avoid those kind of hairstyles. Also, try to avoid damaging your hair with heat. If you want to stretch your hair, if you're trying to you know, make your hair look stretched, there are other ways of achieving a stretched hair without heat. You can do twists, you can do braids, you can try African threading, you can do like anything, basically anything else but heat. But if you do have to use heat to stretch your hair, if you're trying to get like a blow dried look, you know, then you can do so. But please make sure that you use heat protectants on your hair to make sure that you don't to avoid hair damage. To bring everything to a close, you've washed your hair, you've moisturized it, you're brushing it gently, you're detangling it gently, you're doing hairstyles that are not too tight. You know, you want to make sure that when you're going to bed, when you're doing other things, you protect your hair as well. So I recommend using a satin scarf, a silk bonnet. You know, some of these things, if you're not a fan of bonnets, then maybe consider getting a silk pillowcase so that your hair is protected. You know, cotton snags on our hair, it makes them dry, it causes the hair to lose moisture. But if you use silk or satin, then this will help the hair retain the moisture that you've put in, all the work that you've done in terms of caring for your hair, then that would stay within your hair. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this as a very useful guide in terms of caring for your hair. If there's any particular topic that you guys would like me to go into in detail, I'm happy to. Please let me know in the comments. If you watched the video to this end, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends about me. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.